Hi, friends, families, parents, students. The following screencastify is to go over the process and procedure for writing essays. I've just been doing a lot of work recently in class with our students to help them develop their writer's stamina as well as to help them develop their essays. And I've just noticed that some kids are really, really doing well with this, and other kids need additional support. And my goal is for all kids to be very strong in this skill before they get to middle school. So rather than focusing on journals in quarter two and quarter three, we will now be focusing on essays. First thing that I do have to let parents know is that my expectation at this time, quarter two especially, is that essays will be given 2 weeks to develop before we're turning them in. So essays will be turned in on the following Friday. So this essay that's due, that we'll be reviewing today, is due on November 20th. It is not due this Friday. And then when we get back from break, we'll be introducing a new topic. Okay, friends, so here's what we have to do first. You're going to want to go to your Wonders Connect Ed, and then you're going to log in. Now, mine's going to look a little different than yours because I'm the teacher. I've got special powers. Okay? All right, once we're in, students would, of course, go into the student edition. And when they go into the student edition, I'm going to select my class. They're going to have their taskbar menu pull up right here. All of the essays and the materials necessary are going to be located right here where it says write. When you click on it, it's even going to tell you write. Right. Okay, now that we're in here, I can look through here. Now, once again, mine's a little bit differently. This is my actual student list and student roster. You guys are not going to have that, okay? But if I go to student resources, this is going to pull up, all workshops. This is going to pull up all of the different essays that we'll be working on. So I'm starting on number 1, the personal narrative. If you click on the individual lesson, the actual workshop is going to open up, and it gives you a brief overview. Personal narrative is a piece of nonfiction writing that tells a story from the author's life. A personal narrative is told from the first-person point of view and expresses the writer's thoughts and feelings about an experience, uses descriptive details to help the reader understand the experience. Oh, and I almost forgot. Follows a logical sequence of events. In this workshop, you will write a personal narrative about a significant experience or a life event. During this writing assignment, you will complete the following steps: plan and organize ideas by using notes in a graphic organizer, draft, revise, and edit your personal narrative, publish and present your personal narrative. Now, for kids, because this is predominantly done at home, we're just going to be wanting to get to this publish step. The present step, I might explore in quarter three and quarter four, but for right now, we are just focused on getting them published. Okay? So I'm going to have to move my head real fast. Whoa! Now I'm over there. Okay, if I click Start Assignment, it's going to open up. Now, I've already been in here, so mine's opening up directly to draft. When you first open it, it's going to take you to plan. Now, on the side here, all of these can help us as we explore the essay. The rubric is the measure by which the essay is going to be graded. So the specific criteria is listed here on the right. And I do encourage kids and parents to look at that so they have a pretty good idea of exactly what Mr. B is looking for. This is the introduction, and this explains the planning process. Probably the most important thing in here is student models, student examples. Okay, so I can actually click on this, and it's going to open up a student example. So you'll see that these are pretty short bullet points for the graphic organizer. So students will fill this out as step 1. Okay. Once that is filled up, they will move to the drafting step. The graphic organizer is still available in this step. You to go over here and you can click on it, and that'll take them back to their graphic organizer. If you go to Introduction to Draft, it's going to explain what a draft is and why we make drafts. And then again, it's going to give us a student model. Now, the personal narrative model is very short. So if students are only writing about a page on this essay, that's fine. A lot of our essays are going to be 2 pages, possibly even 3, but there will be instances where the essays are going to be shorter by design. This is one of those instances. So I'm only looking for 1 to 2 pages. And if you go down, you'll actually see the student example here. Houston Blooms. And this one is very short. Houston Blooms is a 1-pager. All right, so if the students are looking at this model and they're getting to 1 full page, I'm okay with that. They're kind of aligning to where the model is. Now, of course, if students are staying on topic and they would like to go past that 1 page, I'm totally fine with that as well. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of here again. They'll write their draft in the space provided right here. And as you can see, it's just like a word processor. Their Grammarly as well as their spell check will work in this space. So I do expect students to be correcting grammar and spelling errors as they go. But of course, in the draft, we're going to see some of those errors. So when we're really looking at correcting, we're moving into the revise stage. And mom and dad, big brother, big sister, you can help your students revise. A lot of this will be done at home. Now, I will be available to support students and parents all through the process, but classroom time will be rather limited on these essays. I will be giving some time in class. I just don't be planning to spend extensive amounts of time. I'll introduce the topics, I'll go over the planning and the drafting, and then I'll take time to check in with individual students. But this is our primary homework for the next 2 quarters at least. All right, so when I go to revise, it's going to ask me if I just want to copy from the previous step. All right, so I'm going to copy from my draft. Now, of course, I haven't written anything in there yet. So when I hit OK, it's going to bring over my blank screen. All right, but this is going to explain once again to the students why we revise. And you'll see it just saved. So it saves the students' work automatically. Now, I do tell the students to go and save it on their own individually periodically, because sometimes work disappears. I have seen that happen. So as long as it's being saved frequently, they should be good to go. Okay. We again have a student example of a revised paper. In resources, we have a checklist that it gives us. Did we do this? Did we do this? Did we do this? I'll click on the checklist so you can see that. Okay, and boom, there is our checklist. And literally, if the student walks through and makes sure that each of these boxes are checked, they're probably going to wind up with an improved product and a better overall score at the end. And then there is a checklist for peer conferencing. Now, once again, very limited classroom time. There will be times when I do give them opportunities for peer conferencing, but this is something that really should be done at home. So the peer can be an older sibling, it can be a parent, it can be a grandparent. If you do need me, I will absolutely step in and support your student. And then, of course, the rubric is still there as well. When we move to edit and proofread, it's going to ask me again if I want to import it from the previous draft. And then it's going to take us through why we edit, why we proofread. And I do encourage the kids to click on these sidebars here and to explore what editing and proofreading is, what the resources are, and if they need to check in with the rubric, there it is. Now, when we get to the very end, we get to publish. Now, originally, I did want the children to export it to the PDF. That is presenting a lot of technical hurdles. I don't know exactly why. So for right now, I'm just having the kids publish. All they have to do is click publish, and then it is complete. Hopefully, the PDF begins to work in the future, but for right now, it's just been too much of a hassle. So I just want the kids to publish it. Now, even if for whatever reason, Johnny, Jimmy, Sally, James forget to publish, I do have the ability to go in and check their progress. So there are instances where fifth graders simply forget. I am very cognizant of the importance of sticking to deadlines, though, especially as they move into middle school. So I will be kind of staying on them about that and making sure that they're on top of their own work. But if for whatever reason they don't communicate to me anything at all, I can go in and see if your student has actually completed the assignment or at least made progress on the assignment, and I can grade whatever is there. Alrighty, parents, these are fairly simple to follow. And I do want to show you once again, back in this screen, if I go to right, all of them are going to be under all workshops. I'm going to move myself again. Wow, jumping across the screen. Okay. Now, the very first one that I kind of did as a test was this expository essay. We're working on personal narrative right now. We'll move to opinion, and then we're just going to move through the different units as we progress through our year. There's only 6 units. By the end of second quarter, I will have expected us to be done up through unit 2. Third quarter, we're going to be looking at 3 and 4, and fourth quarter, likely 5 and 6. Alrighty, parents, students, friends, fellow countrymen, I hope that has been helpful. I am always available for questions, comments, and support, and I hope to hear from you as needed. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.